In this lesson, I'll introduce you to some variations on semiquavers, but first I'll talk a little bit about tempo. One of the vital pieces of information we need to know before playing a piece is how fast to play it. This can be given in a couple of ways. Firstly, the composer can write a tempo marking that looks something like this, giving a note and then the number of how many of those notes appear in a minute. In time, you'll learn to feel what various tempi feel like, but before then you can always buy a metronome, or there are many free metronome apps available for smartphones. You'll probably be able to make a pretty good guess at crotchet equals 60, as it's 1 crotchet per second. Likewise, crotchet equals 120, 2 crotchets a second. Also, one to be aware of is crotchet equals 116, which is marching tempo. The other way of directing a tempo is by writing one of the standard Italian terms at the beginning of the piece. There are lots, but here are a few common ones to get you started. Andante means at a moderate walking pace. Allegro means quickly. Moderato means moderately quickly. Largo means slowly, and alla marcia means like a march, or 116 beats per minute. There are hundreds of others which you can look up on the internet if you come across them and you are unsure, but these are a few common ones to get you started. Now we'll look at some semiquaver variations. Here is a bar of 4/4, and you can see the semiquavers are grouped into 4s a crotchet's worth. You remember that we count them 1 eander, 2 eander, and so on. Now we're going to start removing some of the notes and see how it affects the way it sounds. First of all, we'll take away the last semiquaver, so we're left with 1 eand. As you can see, we play the 1 eand and stay silent where the last semiquaver, or the 1 eand a, would be. Let's do an exercise to practice. So take a look at the time signature, tempo marking, and the first few bars. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, let's move on. Here's the 4/4 bar of semiquavers again, but this time we're going to remove the second semiquaver of each, or the E in 1 eander. Similarly to before, we play the 1 ander but stay silent where the second semiquaver would be. Let's do another exercise to practice. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2. Here's the 4/4 bar of semiquavers again, but this time we're going to remove the third semiquaver of each beat, or the and. Similarly to before, we play the 1 e a, but stay silent where the and would be, or the third semiquaver would be. Let's do another exercise to practice that. Get into the habit now of looking immediately at the time signature and the tempo of the piece, then check out the first few bars. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2. With practice, you will start to recognise these groups of notes and will play them without having to think about them. We call this skill rhythm recognition, and it is integral to your ability to progress in your reading. Another helpful learning tool is to assign words or phrases to the rhythm so that when you recognise them, you'll be able to remember how it sounds. To remember 1 eand, you could assign bottle top or dinosaur. For 1 ander, maybe crisp packet or sunflower, and for 1 e a, perhaps follow the. You can come up with your own, whatever works for you, or you can stick with the 1 eander system, whichever helps your rhythm recognition the most. Employing these ideas, let's take a look at an exercise including all 3 of these variations. Try to stick to the sticking policy, and if you need to, wiggle throughout the semiquavers, i.e. ghost the rests, like this. So your hands are doing right, left throughout the piece. Okay, by now you should have checked the time signature, tempo and first few bars. Okay, here we go. 2 bars in. 1, 2, 2, 2. Well done, even more so if you nailed the miss-eander at the end there. Just another example of semiquaver variations. Finally, we're going to have a go at writing some notes down. You'll need a piece of paper and a pen or pencil. Draw a stave like this. You'll need 12 bars altogether and the exercise will be in 2/4. If you need to pause the video here, then do. So think about how many beats you're expecting to hear in a bar and how to count. I'll play the whole exercise twice, but please play this part of the video as many times as you'd like until you've got a complete answer. I'll count you 2 bars of 2 in. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2. Ready? 1, 2, 2, 2. Right, hopefully you've got something down, and if you need to listen to the exercise again, then do so now. If you're ready for the answer, then you should have something that looks like this. If you've got that all right, then you're ready to progress to lesson 6.